Welcome back, everyone, to Guns and Gear Network. We are on segment 3 of our three-part series about night vision and what we have done to set up ours and what we think about the gear we've chosen and all the research we've done. If you missed part 1 and 2, please go back and find those. I think you'll find them helpful and useful, and that way you can kind of follow the series along. But if you're just now joining us, appreciate you joining us, and we're going to get right into it. Now, part 3, I told you in part 2 was this was going to be about the setup as far as using it for weapons. Now, when you deal with night vision, you can do night vision scopes, optics, that sort of thing. I opted for the helmet mount because it's much more versatile. And what I mean by that is I can use it just walking around camp, getting from point A to point B, and I don't have to point my gun at everything to use the night vision. So you say, well, how are you going to shoot with your night vision on if it's not on your rifle? Well, if the way to fix that is with IR lights, lasers. So way that works is you would wear it on your helmet and you would look through the night vision to find targets. Let's say you're out hog hunting and you're out stalking and you're looking through fields and you've got the night vision on. You have your rifle with you that has a laser. And we'll go into lasers a little bit here in a second. All of a sudden you see hogs through your night vision. You would then take your rifle, point in the direction you're wanting to shoot just like you normally would to acquire the target. Then you would turn on the laser to get a shot at the intended hog you were trying to kill. So that's kind of how that works. Now, a couple different lasers, and one is IR, which is not visible to the human eye, and one is a standard laser like you see in the movies when they point it at somebody's chest or whatever's red, green, usually are the two most prominent colors. Now, here's the deal. Both of them are able to be seen through night vision. You are limited with an IR laser to only see it through night vision. With a standard laser, you can use it anytime in the daylight, so forth, just around your home for self-defense purposes without night vision, or it shows up in night vision also. So I opted to go with a standard red dot. It's just more versatile. If you got the money to buy both and want to run both, by all means do that. I opted not to do that at the present, and that's what I did. The other option to be able to use your night vision, and again, you're going to play with your own equipment as far as understanding it and figuring out its limitations and what it's capable of and how to use it and how to set it up. So the other option is a red dot. If you look on this box, and I don't know if I can get it in. This box, which is a primary arms, I'm a big advocate of primary arms as far as quality to price. If you go back and look at some of my reviews, I talk about primary arms. It says fits any standard micro mount and gives stated co-witness on mount specs. Night vision compatible. Fog resistant, nitrogen purged. Night vision compatible, what does that mean? It has, I don't want to say a setting, but it has a low enough setting. It doesn't have like a night vision button. Now, some of your EOTechs and stuff will actually have, and as you'll see it as an NV, which means night vision mode. This one, it's just in the lower settings. Like this one has, I think, 1 through 10 settings as far as intensity of the light or the red dot itself. This one works, I think, 1 through 3 maybe as far as the night vision setting, and then as being compatible. So the way that would work, you would either mount it. You can mount the night vision to your rifle and look through it, or you could use your helmet mounted sight vision to look through it and do that also. So a couple options there, guys, and I have both on mine, and I went with the Crimson Trace. Crimson Trace makes one called the Railmaster, and they also make this exact unit in IR, so you have your choice if you wanted to run IR. Now, Crimson Trace. You get into lasers, you can get real cheap, China made, just, airsoft style lasers that I would not depend my life on, or an important hunt, or the lifetime of a hog that you've ever seen. I just wouldn't trust my life to them. So when you get into lasers, don't go buying some, whatever you find off of eBay. Take some consideration and buy it, because your life's going to depend on this. Is how you're going to aim this product, your rifle. So I went with Crimson Trace. Crimson Trace is very trusted in the industry, and I'll show you the unit here if I can get it in picture. If you look, guys, it's this piece right here. It is tiny. It weighs nothing. Most people don't even realize when they look at my AR, they don't even realize that night vision, it has a laser on it. This one here in particular, and I'll show you. Move some of this stuff out of the way, guys, real quick. This has a simple push button on either side that cuts it on and off. You do have to tap it. It is not a momentary on where you just hold it and then let go. You have to hit it on and off, pushing it. And it has one on either side, so it's ambidextrous. And it takes a little bit to, it has different mounting setups, so you can mount this on quite a different weapons, but it actually has one specific for the Picatinny rail, like on an AR. Now, why do I have it there? And I'll see if I can get this in camera, guys. All right, so let's say you're out scanning and you see a target through your night vision. I'm going to bring my rifle up and aim it just like I would normally in the daylight towards that target. I am then going to turn the laser on. You can see it there on the wall. And probably I'm going to be within 3 to 12 inches of where I want to shoot anyway, because our natural point of aim comes into play there. Once the light is on, you can then pull your shot. Wherever that red dot is where your bullet is going to impact. Point of aim, point of impact. Depends on where you have it sighted in and understanding distance with it when it comes to point of aim, point of impact. Lasers are no different than any other sight, so if you have it sighted in at 50 yards, you have to remember you will have to make adjustments if you look and you say that's at 25 yards, or you look and say that's at 75 yards. So you will have to change the way you are aiming, high, low, so forth, if there is a distance difference from where you have it sighted in. So keep that in mind. So in a tactical situation or even a hunting situation, I am not going to just walk around with that red light on. It's going to give your position away. It's going to spook your game, that sort of thing. So even the red light, as soon as you turn it on, could you spook game? Yes. With IR, no, because they cannot see IR light just like us. So there are advantages to both. And eventually I may wind up buying an IR laser. Right now I went with this. Now, what does it look like when you look through night vision? I'll tell you. It depends on how you wear your night vision. I'm kind of weird. I'm right-handed, but I'm left-eye dominant. So I run but I shoot right-handed with a rifle. Because of the sight picture distance and all that stuff, it doesn't really play a part. And when I shoot with optic, I shoot with both eyes open anyway, and it's hard to get that eye to get away from being dominant, but it does work. So when you look through, what's going to happen is you're going to see two dots. One's going to be kind of a greenish, whitish glow, and one's going to be red. And the reason you're seeing it that way, if you keep both eyes open when you're looking through night vision, your eye that's not covered by night vision is going to pick up the red dot, and the night vision is going to pick up the whitish green dot. So you have to look, which one do you shoot at? Which one are you going to use to aim with? You're actually going to use the white green dot, the whitish color green dot that you're seeing through your night vision. And you can play with that, and the way I did it was I took a mirror, small mirror, put it on the wall, and I aimed at it, and it had to be small. It has to be, about this big around. I think my wife had a little makeup mirrors about that big around. I put it on the wall. The reason I use the makeup mirror is because when you hit it with the laser, it throws like a starburst out. So you're on it. So then you can play with closing one eye, leaving one eye open, and so forth to kind of get a feel of what you're looking at and how you're looking at it. Again, it goes back to understanding your equipment. You have to understand what's what and how it works, and that's just going to take a little practice of looking through night vision and practicing engaging targets, practice on the range, whatever the case may be with night vision. If you think you're just going to buy all this stuff and then grab it up one night and go hunting and kill, hogs or coyotes, probably not going to happen. You're going to have to take some time to understand your gear and practice with it. Because night vision is a different animal. Does it work? Yes. It just is different. I don't know how to explain it other than once you get into it and get to using it, you'll see that it works. It just takes a little learning curve to get past how it operates and the way it operates and what you're looking at and depth perceptions and all that. It's one of the reasons I went with the 1x24, because it gives you better depth perception when you're just moving about. If you wanted a magnified optic, let's say a 2 or higher, like say a 5, depth perception is really tough because things like say a 5x is 5x closer. So I'm walking through the woods and it looks like bushes are right here and they're not. So depth perception is really tough when you get magnified. That's another reason I went with the 1x. Like I said, it's more of a versatile type system. So if I can see, and keep in mind with IR, you can actually see, like say with Gen 1, you might could see a house with the correct lighting at 500 yards, but it's just kind of the image of a house. You can tell what it is. Could I see a bad guy at 500 yards holding a pistol at me? No, I could not. Could I see a rabbit in a field at 500 yards? No, I could not. Could I see a deer in a field at 500 yards with our illumination, full moonlight? Possibly. So again, you have to understand the limitations. What are you looking at? What are you looking for? Even in a field, let's say at 75 yards, if I'm looking for a little bunny rabbit and his eyes are not towards, because when their eyes are toward me, they do glow. I will tell you that, especially with the hour, when you get the hour illumination in there, their eyes will glow back. It's kind of a greenish color, greenish white color. So you can be able to see those eyes. But anyway, that's kind of the whole understanding of night vision and what I did and how I have it set up. I hope you guys enjoyed this series. If you have any questions, again, I did a lot of research and I tried hitting on everything I could within the series here. And if I missed something that you have a question about, please put them below. Or if you have experience with any of this equipment or any night vision for that matter, or how you have your system set up, please share that with everybody. We'd like to hear from you. And as always, guys, like, share, and subscribe. And if you would, try joining one of your pro-Second Amendment organizations, either the national or local level. I try being members of all of them, and they support us, and we need to, they fight for our rights in the Second Amendment cause, so we need to support those people and join those organizations. Again, guys, I appreciate your time. If you have any questions, please post those below. As always, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll be bringing you another video here in the near future. Thank you very much, and have a great day.